Daniel, thank you for joining us.
Hello, your pleasure.
What brings you to Middle East Solar?
Well, we at BIPVco, we are launching new products to the market, which we believe are first to world, which hopefully addresses some of the needs that exist in the solar market, if you like.
So you're spawned out of a collaboration between Tata Steel and Swansea University. How's that come about?
There's been a long-term collaboration between Tata and Swansea University in terms of trying to functionalize the building envelope. Up to now, the building envelope was seen as a passive product which helped to conserve the fuel, make it more energy efficient, and you can only push it up to a certain point before you get to the point of diminishing returns. And then you've got to try and create some functional attribute to the facade or to the roof in order to deliver some value to the end users. And the current climate of sustainability and generation of renewable energy, there was an opportunity to see if we could functionalize roofs and walls of buildings to be energy generative, if you like, from being a liability to an asset.
You're using a thin film technology. What efficiencies and what production are you gaining through using that technology rather than one of the conventional panels?
Typically, the concept of the thin film technology is that it allows, first of all, the product to be very flexible and lightweight, which lends itself to be applied on buildings easily. But equally well in terms of performance, the thin film technologies are more efficient at generating power under low light. So not everyone is always blessed with 100% sunshine. So we accept in the real world, it would be nice to be able to extend the generating period for longer periods, if you like. And here the thin film technology is able to generate power for longer periods during the day than crystalline silicon, and therefore give a higher kilowatt hour yield per kilowatt peak of capacity, if you like.
Are they more expensive?
Expensive is a difficult question to answer. It's like saying how long is a piece of string. The question is, does it deliver value? Now we've demonstrated that we can give return on investment that is acceptable to the customers, if you like. And what we're trying to deliver here is value, because in terms of BIPV, by integrating the PV functionality to the roof, we're getting rid of a lot of material costs in terms of the supporting structure, in terms of the labor involved in supporting it, perhaps even the need to reinforce the structure. So when you take all of that into account, we are able to give comparable performance and comparable returns on investment for, and typically, most people are looking for returns of 10-year or less in the sunnier climates, and maybe in the less sunnier climates, maybe to 12 to 15-year returns. But that's the kind of return that we're striving to offer to our customers.
So what's your key market? Are you looking at distributed or are you looking at domestic?
Our market is both residential and non-residential construction. We are not necessarily going for utility scale production. Our products are aimed at building integration, therefore it's aimed at the owner-occupiers of buildings, whether they are residential or non-residential.
You've just launched this product. Have you got any working deployments?
Yes, we have a number of pilot projects now, both in Northern Europe as well as in Africa and in Asia. And we've now secured a series of contracts which we will be delivering over the next 4 to 6 weeks in terms of commercial projects.
Where are you seeing the largest need for this product?
Clearly the largest need for the product is where the traditional PV is not suitable or applicable. So typically, as you said, the traditional PV was originally designed to be ground mounted, and what we've done is we've simply picked it up and plonked it on a roof. So for architects who want a roof that looks aesthetic, it's important. For buildings which are not capable of supporting the excessive load, it's quite important. And also in areas where lightweight is also important because of this mobility. Modular housing and so on, there's a lot of interest from those people to adopt this technology because it is able to address what traditional PV is unable to address and still deliver an acceptable performance.
Obviously there's a large market for retrofitted solar. Do you think there will come a point whereby it will be a regulation or there'll be codes that will dictate the fact that this has to be part of every new build?
Yes, I think having spoken to a number of house builders traditionally won't invest in something unless they think the customer will pay for. So unfortunately, many customers much prefer to have, let's say, a smarter looking kitchen than perhaps a PV, and they're not thinking about operating costs. Now that's true in the past when energy costs were quite low, but now most households are spending $3,000-4,000 a year on energy bills, and people are much more sensitized to it. But I think it always helps to offer the carrot and the stick, and I think legislation is the stick, and at times it helps wake people up to reality and make the right decision. So I think it's a combination of both. Carrots and sticks are required to take the uptake.
So what are the next steps for BIPV?
Well, the next steps are we've got a number of fronts. We're working on a number of fronts. We obviously are looking to improve our product in terms of enhance the efficiency and the output of the product on one hand, and on the other hand, of course, quite a key to reducing cost is to increase the scale of production. And because the greater volumes that we buy, some of the components, the more economically we can produce a product. So our objective is to grow the business on one hand, get the good message across, and in the same time continue to enhance the product as we go forward, because that is very much the key to it. And we are working with Swansea University in collaboration with storage devices, which I think is quite essential in order for solar to go beyond the initial 10 or 20%. Without storage, it's effectively a three-legged donkey. So we need to put the fourth leg on it so that we can turn into a derby winner, if you like. And we believe that we are working with the right partners to deliver that storage device, whether it is a battery or whether it is a chilling unit or whatever.
Well, we'll follow you with great interest. Daniel, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.